the subject of the horse of the season, which is very proudly sponsored by Gold Circle, the month of May belonged to a horse called Linebacker. Himself victorious in the Grade 2 South African Guineas over a mile in absolutely emphatic style, and then defeating his stable companion Rascallion in the Daily News 2000. There was no argument that he was the best horse of the month of May, despite the fact that a horse called Rainbow Bridge had been victorious in the Grade 2 Drill Hall Stakes, run over 1,400 metres, where he absolutely sauntered home in his first start in KwaZulu-Natal for this particular season. He then went on to stamp himself as the best horse of the month of June by winning the Hollywoodbets Gold Challenge over 1,600 metres, defeating a horse called Catch 22, but I have to say, with something in hand. It was a very, very impressive victory, and he's now unbeaten this season and goes into the Vodacom Durban July absolutely unbeaten with Luke Ferraris on his back.
Yeah, Andrew, he's really a smart horse, and what I like about him this season is that he's learned to settle, and it looks like Luke really gets on well with him, and he's switching off, he's not over racing, and he's kicking on very well. Listen, he's done everything well. Now it's Vodacom July left for him, and he's put his hands up and he's saying, I'm here, boys.
Grade 1 race at level weights. This is an internationally acclaimed race. You've got all the big horses here, and I knew he'd always come through. I've seen him at Summerveld. He looks in such fine fettle. I watched him walk out of the trotting ring 10 days ago, and I've never seen him so composed and relaxed, because he can be quite an excitable horse. He gives Eric a hard time. There must be a lot of sleepless nights when he arrives at the races, sweats up and gets a bit above himself, but he's really in a good space, and he's a proper champion. You know, he just does enough each time, and I think riding him slightly differently, they're giving him a little bit of a chance. I think that's the way he's most probably performs at his best, and so well done to all concerned. Yeah, I'd say he's by a long way the horse of the month.
The funny thing is about these great horses, they win their prep races. I mean, if you go back to the days of Gatecrasher and Sledgehammer and Archangel, they won half ready, and that's how good he is, the way he won the Drill Hall.
Well, you know what? Good horses, they got big hearts. They never want to lose. And trainers don't want to bring them out to the races and say, okay, it's a prep run. Andrew, realistically, they don't want the horse to get beat. He's come here today. He was ready to win today. Obviously, the Vodacom July will be his next race he's going for. He'll just have to keep ticking him over, and listen, he's just keep doing what he's doing now, and he'll have a big chance.
Now, on the score of a horse called Tristful, we all know that weight stops trains, and you're in the race like Justin Snaith managed to engineer with Belgarion last season. That's, I'm sure, what you're hoping to do with a horse called Tristful.
Yeah, Andrew, I mean, I do think he deserves his place in the July. He's been placed in feature races second 6 or 7 times now. And last year he found Belgarion in the 1900, and Belgarion was really at his best last year. I'm pleased with him. He's come along a lot in the last few weeks. Not last week, but the week before that, we had a lot of rain. And the program I had with him, I had to change quite considerably. But it just didn't suit him coming to this race. I would have preferred a slightly different program. I'm delighted with him. He's got a fantastic blood picture. And I did say to Mary, look, he's got to run in the first 2 to get into the July. And if he doesn't, do we want to run him in the July anyway, you know, for the sake of having a runner? But I said I've left a little bit behind so that at least if he can run in the first 2, get into the July, I've got something left with him, you know, with only 3 weeks to go, rather than squeezing him completely dry to win the Cup trial and then find I'm on the back foot after this race.
It's a top race, whichever way you look at it, and you must be very proud that Hollywoodbets have sponsored it this year.
Yeah, listen, it is a great race. Listen, you go back in the history and you look which horses have won this race. Only good horses win this race, not bad horses. And, you know, fantastic for Hollywoodbets to have put their hands up and sponsored the day. And today has been a fantastic day. And look how much Hollywoodbets are doing for not just racing, for sports. They put their hands up and they want to help racing. And, you know, I'm really proud to be associated with a team like that.
Look, the July, it's a strong race this year. I mean, Marshall's 2 horses are going to take some beating. Joey Somers' horse is handicapped to win it, and my first choice to win it. I worry a little bit about Rainbow Bridge over 11 furlongs giving these horses weight. That's my only concern about Rainbow Bridge. Comedy de Ding, right there with Marshall's 2.
Hard for an outpost British Empire guy to say comedy ding.
Yeah, comedy ding. I've got to think about that a little bit. You know, it was my weak subject at school, being a banana boy from Natal. But anyway, I mean, he's one hell of a horse, you know, and ran a great race in the Daily News 2000. I think Gavin Arena's on him. So to beat those 4 or 5 horses, I can't, you know, the rest of us will be running for really the back end of quartets. But for Mary Lally, it's wonderful. You know, Mary Lally, I think, has had colours for 60 years. 60 years. I mean, there's nobody in South Africa who's had colours longer than her. And for her, you know, to at least have a run in the race. And you never know. Accidents happen, you know. Rainbow Bridge, as I say, Andrew, he keeps rising to the challenges, you know. I mean, he's 6 years old this year. He's rising 7. And he looks as good as he did when he came here as a 4-year-old, you know. He looks really amazing. I think Eric's done a great job with him. And, yeah, from the July, I suppose he'll go to the Champions Cup like he did last year. And I think that race he'll be a shoo-in again, you know, if the July doesn't take too much out of him. But he's the great horse. He's the champion of South Africa, there's no doubt.
Rainbow Bridge with a powerful performance. Catch 22 on the inside, but the champion, Rainbow Bridge, another top flight performance. Catch 22 in behind these runners, in behind these chimichurri runs staying on, and Seeking the Stars and Belgarion in photos. This horse, Rainbow Bridge, has gold